Hey everybody. So I'm going to be starting a monthly recap, and I'm going to be doing it for probably the end of the year, see if it's helpful for anyone. I've had a couple folks mention that sometimes they don't see all my videos get posted, whether they're subscribed or notified, and so I figured maybe this is a way to help with that. So let me give you a recap of last month. Alright, so the first thing I want to do a recap of was my experience in going to Fall Creek. I had a chance to go on wine and review one of their wines, the Lescalo. I gave it a very good, and it's interesting because normally I kind of don't like those low calorie wines, but the way in which this is made actually does no reverse engineering of the wine, and I thought it was actually quite nice. I also had a chance to sit down and talk with Susan Auler and Sergio Cuadra, so I have an interview posted on that as well. I really liked the fact that I got the chance to talk to both of them. I thought I was only going to be talking to Sergio, so I actually had a lot of questions regarding winemaking that I prepped going into there, but then knowing that Susan was there allowed for me to really explore how the Texas Hill Country AVA was set up and really talk to her about what it was like opening one of the first wineries in Texas. If you didn't get a chance to go see the interview, look in the video description for the link. Alright, so then I got a chance to try some wines for the rest of the month. I did 9 wine reviews in total, including the Lescalo. Now, I was very lucky this month. I didn't get anything that I recall being bad, and so let me go through and I'll start with the goods and move on to the very goods. So the first good was the 2015 Art de Vivre GSM. You know I was going to screw that up, so I just tried to say it really fast. From Gérard Bertrand. I really liked that wine, and it came with a really cool bottle, which I feel like I could almost use as a planter if I just find a way to cut the top off because it was made of pottery. But anyway, moving on. The next wine that I rated as good was the 2018 El Pedal Tempranillo. I really thought that wine was going to actually deliver a little bit of a bigger hit because I had heard some other people talk about how good it was. What it just ended up being was being a wine that was right price for the quality that was delivered. Still not a bad wine. Going into the next wine, I had the Bota box Sauvignon Blanc. And yes, I know you're saying a white wine in a box was a good rating. As a matter of fact, yes, because it was not one of the most offensive wines I've ever tried coming out of a box, believe it or not. If you want to know what that was like, look at the Franzia video, and make sure you watch all the way to the end on that one, because that one was not a good wine at all, not even okay. It is pretty bad, and it deserved what it got. The next wine that I had was the Gem Berry Cabernet Sauvignon from Coonawarra. That one was just really cool. It had some of those Coonawarra elements I was looking for. The only disappointment there was that it wasn't as complex as I was hoping for, especially within the eucalyptus notes. But overall, if you want to kind of explore Coonawarra a little bit and kind of dip your toe into it without getting really smacked in the palate with a lot of those kind of notes from the region, then it's not a bad place to start. Next, we had the 2019 Foursight Wines Vin Gris of Pinot Noir. It was a good wine, very solid all around, no complaints whatsoever, and they were also a guest on the Pink Society chat on Twitter, which I'm often involved in. As a matter of fact, September 16th, I'm one of the guests, so if you want to stop by, say hi, I'd appreciate it. If you want to heckle also, that's fine too. Hashtag Pink Society on Twitter, 8 p.m. Central. Alright, so now getting into the very goods. I've already talked about the Lescalo from Fall Creek, which I gave it very good, but the next one is the 2020 Cutruzzola Rosé, specifically Pinot Noir Rosé. I thought it was very good. It really delivered a good bang on the palate, very nice floral nose. Overall, I was very happy with that wine. Good acid, good structure, no complaints. The next wine on my list was the 2019 Kirkland Signature, yeah, the Costco wine, Sancerre. I thought that wine was a really good introduction into Sancerre for people who aren't familiar with kind of what comes out of that region. It was a good middle ground of kind of giving you those intense Sauvignon Blanc notes while also kind of holding back on some of the things that you can get in some of the more kind of crazier producers that are in the area in terms of the intensity. So I thought it was a nice middle ground, and I really do think it's worth the money, especially for the fact that it is a legitimate Sancerre, and you're not gonna break the bank with it. It's crazy. I can't believe I actually paid what I paid for it. I should have paid more. All right, and so the final wine that I reviewed was the 2017 Goru Gold. It was a red blend, and I thought that thing was phenomenal. That was really good. Miles Carlisle, one of my viewers, and hopefully subscriber, actually said, you should go do this wine. I think you will like it. Luckily, I had already picked up a bottle of it in my Costco run the same run in which my wife actually took away my card. I still haven't gotten it back yet. If this video gets enough likes, maybe she'll give it back. Who knows? She probably won't. but who knows? Anyway, so I thought that wine was really, really good. Definitely another one that was worth the price. All right, so now I want to talk about a few of the videos that I posted that weren't wine reviews, but still wine related. First, I've already talked about the interview over at Fall Creek with Susan and Sergio. Definitely go stop by and see that. I also released 2 new WSET Level 2 quizzes, specifically on the section Factors Affecting Wine Quality and Price. There were so many questions I broke them into 2 parts. Now, I will say this, there was a 3rd video made on related to part 2 because I totally screwed up one of the questions. Like, totally screwed it up. And someone caught it. Thank you for telling me about that. I'm man enough to admit when I mistake, but I'm also man enough to chase my mistakes with Rosé, which probably makes me have more mistakes in the end. And the final thing I published last month was I did my red wine tier ranking list. So I found this really cool tool that allows you to create tier list based upon, I guess, any real subject you want to make. So I made one on white wine a while back. Some people thought it was fun. Some people hated me for my suggestions. And so I went ahead and made one on red wine because why not? I already did white. Yeah, so it was really fun to do the live stream again, hang out with everyone. Thanks to everybody for stopping by, saying hi, and I'm looking to do more of those live streams again. Not necessarily tier list. I think I'm gonna go back to doing some tastings. I'm also working on setting up some interviews with some folks that I met in Oregon when I went out there. Those will probably be released as separate videos because I found that doing live stream interviews is a little bit difficult. So what I'll do there so you guys can participate in those is I'll let you know in advance who is going to be participating in that interview with me. So that way if you want to take a look and ask them any sort of questions, you can do so. I'll also give you a little bit of background on them. So in order to make sure that you see everything, make sure you subscribe to the channel, click that notifications bell. I'm going to be posting stuff in the community. So I will be posting questions about like the next live stream. Do you want me to do a vertical? Do you want me to do horizontal? Do you want me to compare wines from different regions? Do you want me to just pick a whole bunch of random wines and taste them? Do you want my wife to try to do something to punk me? Because she's already thinking about me trying to do a whole like guess the ABV game, and I don't know if I can do that. So I'll put a whole bunch of different things in there. I'll also be letting you guys know who's the upcoming guest. I'll also be letting you know who's my upcoming guest for the interviews in that community section. So feel free to drop any questions that you have there. So if you like the recap, let me know. If you think the recap sucks, then let me know. And I won't do them anymore. But just trying to help out those people who are complaining about not seeing the stuff. Anyway, I'll see y'all later.